Hi, welcome to Adaptive Living, Life After a Stroke, and other life gut punches. My name is Sherry. I am a mother of 6 adult children, 15 grandchildren, and an elementary school teacher to about 20 students every year. So as you can imagine, I treasure my summers. This past summer, I had an especially wonderful summer. As soon as school was out in June, I flew out west to visit my oldest son and spent a month with him while his wife and children were visiting the other grandparents in a different country. We had so much fun. We cooked meals, cleaned house, organized things, decorated rooms, went to museums, on hikes. We just did all the things that we enjoyed doing when he was a child. I came back, and in July, I had various family members come to visit me. I babysat some of my younger grandchildren. They like to call it cousins camp when they come to Nana's house and have sleepovers. I take them to the pool, to the beach, to the park. Of course, we always pack a picnic lunch. As the summer started winding down and we moved into August, I started thinking about returning to the classroom for a new school year. I had just a week left to myself. I was watching a series on Netflix that I wanted to finish before school started. And on the evening of August 5th, I had made myself a simple dinner, scooped up the last of the ice cream I had in the freezer. Nana always has to have ice cream for the grandchildren. I sat down to watch my show with a dish of ice cream. A few minutes into the show, something didn't feel right. Something felt really not right. I tried to get up. I thought, well, maybe this is my cue to go to bed. Tried to get up to walk into my bedroom and fell down on the floor. Tried to get on my hands and knees. Thought maybe I could crawl into my room. By then I knew something was really wrong. Fell smack on my face on the floor. I happened to think about my smartwatch, so I pushed the button and asked Siri to call my youngest son, who lives with his family about 10 minutes away from me. Within just minutes, he was at my home, took his key, opened the door, came in and found me on the floor. He tried to lift me up to the couch and said I was very stiff and he knew something was wrong, so he immediately called 911. Within 3 or 4 minutes, the EMTs were here. They did an assessment and pronounced that I was having a stroke. I couldn't believe my ears. That had never been on my radar. I don't remember anyone in my family ever having had a stroke. They loaded me on the gurney, put me in the ambulance, turned on the siren, and off we raced to a nearby hospital emergency room. There I was met by just a delightful neurosurgeon who quickly assessed me and announced that I had a blood clot. He was going to go into my brain, get the blood clot out. They put the gas mask over my face, and that was it. The next thing I remember was waking up, and he showed me a picture on his cell phone of the blood clot that they had retrieved from my brain. It was about the size of my little fingernail. From there, I went to recovery and then to the ICU. Now, I was supposed to show up to my school to set up my classroom and go to professional development classes on Monday. But the next Monday, instead of going back to school, I was being moved from the ICU to the step-down unit of neurology. What a sucker punch. I had not counted on this at all. Just in 30 minutes, my life had totally changed. Instead of going back to my new second grade classroom, I was taking physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, and tests. I felt like a pincushion. They were taking so many blood tests and taking me down for CTs and MRIs, and it was not what I had planned for the last couple of weeks of August. Perhaps you've had something that suddenly changed your life. It might have been a stroke, might have been a heart attack. You might have fallen and broken a hip, or had to have your knee replaced. There's all kinds of things that can happen to us. I invite you to come along on this journey with me. I'm 3 months into my journey, and there's quite a few things that I wish I had thought about before the stroke, that I had to quickly solve and figure out after the stroke, and things that I'm putting in place for my future life of living alone as a single senior woman. I hope you'll subscribe. I'm going to post videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I hope we can get a conversation going. I've introduced myself to you. Maybe you can introduce yourself to everyone in the comments. Tell us what your gut punch was, if you feel comfortable doing that. Let's work this out together, because I don't have all the answers. I'm learning as I go, day by day. But I'd like to share what I have learned with you, and possibly you have some great ideas that you can share with everyone and share with me. So until next time, this is Sherry at Adaptive Living, Life After a Stroke. Hope to see you soon. Bye.